So back to this shelf. I sprayed this metal strip with the rust paint and black paint in a kind of blotchy pattern, and then sanded back the raised areas to bare metal. It's kind of difficult to see in this light, but you'll see in a minute how that turned out. I sprayed it with a matte varnish, and then I did the edge strip in the same way, and then I started installing, but I realized quite quickly that I needed one more strip to go in the transition between the horizontal shelf and the vertical wall. Now I've got this old bus, it's a 1960s bus. It used to be the chicken house, and now it's just an eyesore. It's falling to bits, but it's a resource, and I found a nice aluminium strip from the side of the bus. Now this strip took a bit more work. I had to clear the moss off it and then clean it all up really thoroughly. I sprayed some rust paint into the channel down the center of it, and then polished it up with the graphite paste. Now yes, these are brass upholstery nails that I'm using to affix this strip onto the shelf, and it's actually the same thing that I used for fixing the aluminium sheet to the back wall. The shelf overall, I like it, but spring is here, so there's an awful lot of things that need to get done. You may remember a tree fell down in my chicken run over the winter, and now that the branches are not frozen to the ground, I'm going to get that all cleaned up and start fixing the fence. There's other things that need to get done when spring arrives. I have this shelter that I keep my trailer in over the winter so that I can use the trailer without having to shovel all the snow out of it. So I dismantled that. In the spring, the tread grills come off the steps to the house, and my winter carport turns back into the summer terrace. And then I can get back to work. Oh, have to remember to bolt those benches down. So, time to get back to putting the silicone round the back window, and I had to buy another tube of Sikaflex 221 because the tube I had was white in colour and I wanted this to be black, obviously. So, $12.99. And now that I don't have to kneel in the snow and ice, it's time to get this fan jacked up and start work on freeing up the back brakes. Now I'm jacking it up quite a long way, and I've got these two huge axle stands that I've had kicking around for many years, and I've resisted getting rid of them because I knew that one day they'd come in useful, and today is the day. And one wheel goes off to my local tyre guy to get the tyre removed so I can clean up the rim. Now it may take a while to get these wheels unseized because they have had the handbrake on for 27 years. So I decided to get everything as stable as possible just in case it does take a long time. I can still work inside the van, get other things done. Okay, so these brakes. I've been getting some advice from online forums and Facebook groups and stuff like that, so I first started by taking out the half shafts, which came out nicely. Then there was a little metal tab bent over to hold these locking nuts, and so I had to find that tab and unbend it. And unfortunately, in doing so, that little tab broke off, so I'm going to need to get new ones of those. Then there's these two big locking nuts, and there is a special tool that exists for getting these off, but I was pleasantly surprised to find that they actually came off quite easily just with a screwdriver and a hammer and a bit of a gentle tap. The bearing even came out reasonably easily, and at this point I'm starting to think that maybe this isn't going to be as difficult as I thought it was going to be. But, of course, not so fast. The next step is to loosen off the brake adjuster between the brake shoes. And of course the adjuster is seized solid. It's the same on both sides, and I spent hours and hours and hours trying to get these things moving. Eventually I decided, okay, that'll do for today. I'll just soak it with WD-40 and leave it for a while, and I can get back to working inside the van. As I'm putting together this back bench bed, I realised I'm in another sequence trap. The left hand side of this bed there is the storage cupboard, and making the lid for that, it would make sense for me to make the lid at the same time as I make the lids for the other boxes which are going to come in front of the bench on this left side. I can't build those boxes because I'm not sure how long the box is going to be until I know how thick the wall, the right hand wall of the shower is going to be. So I'm going to start with the shower wall, then work back to the boxes, then this back storage box, and then I can finish off this back bench. Time to go through my stores and find some materials to do this shower wall. And it turned out there's some stuff in here that I'd forgotten about. These are actually really good stuff. I'd forgotten I had so much of them. I knew I had some scraps, but there's a load of this. This is brushed heat-treated panels, which I've used on a sauna job. They're really nice and they fit perfectly with my style. I think I might have to use them for the ceiling. I'd forgotten about this too. I was going to make a walking stick out of that. Maybe I still will one day. Yep, there's actually a full packet of these heat-treated panels. That's really good news. But there was a lot of rubbish in here as well, so I took the opportunity to clear it all out, chop up all the stuff that I'm never going to use for firewood. Thanks for watching this one. I'll see you on the next one. There's loads happening now because the days are getting longer and longer. I can get more and more done